Alright, for this video I want to show you how you can make a quilting kind of effect with a Project Life, on a Project Life page. I'm going to go into the orange collage section of the app, and I'm going to select the template that is divided into four. So either this 4x6F or 4x6E template is going to work best for this. And what we're going to do is we're going to put a patterned card into each one of these four card slots. So I think the hardest part about making a quilt-like page is choosing the patterns that coordinate with each other to go into these slots. So I'm going to go actually into my kits, and I kind of scoped this out earlier so it wouldn't take me 900 years to pick some cards that match. I'm going to go to the journal themed cards because it's got a bunch of filler cards of a lot of different colors. And I'm just going to put a different patterned card into each of these pockets, being careful not to repeat colors. So I got a green and a yellow. I'll put a kind of a pinky one here and a purple. So I've got four different cards in four different pockets. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to actually save this, export it to my camera roll. So the export button's on the bottom right corner, export, and just save it to my camera roll because I'm going to bring it in as a photo into my page that I want it on. So I'm going to go back to the main page of the Project Life app, go into the blue pages section. I'm actually going to select a template that has square pockets because I like how that looks as a kind of a quilt looking page. And my favorite is this squared away 16 where it's got one big square in the middle and squares all around. So I'm going to tap into one of these pockets and pull in as a photo that pattern card that I made. Actually, I made one earlier too. So I'm going to pull that excuse me, card into the pocket, and I'm just going to repeat that for each of the pockets all the way around my page. Now, one thing that I like to do, and so that I don't have the same exact pattern in each square, is if I go into my editing options here on the top left, I'm going to actually rotate this four square pattern one time. And then when I go to my next pocket and put in that same thing, I'm going to rotate this one twice. And then my next one, I'm going to put it in, and I'm going to rotate it 3 times. So then you can see I don't have the exact same, four colors repeated every time. So then I just do the same thing. This one I'm going to just leave like it is. This next one, I'm going to rotate it once. This next one, I'm going to rotate it twice. Next one, I'm going to rotate 3 times. And then just no rotation, 1 rotation, 2 rotations. And the last one, whoops, 3 rotations. So then you can see I got a nice quilt-like pattern all the way around. Now I can put in this big middle spot, I can put in a photo. If I want, I can put in, I'll show you some examples of things that I've done for a calendar here in just a second. But another thing that you can do is with your spots, I'm going to use this top corner spot. You can go back into your, I don't know what that button's called, the adjustments button. And if you have Pick Tap Go, that's a little yellow button here at the bottom. I'm going to click Pick Tap Go. And next to the Pick Tap Go logo at the top, on the right side, there's a crop button. If I tap on that, I got some cropping options. And I've actually got a crop tab, which is open here at the bottom of the screen, and there's also a rotation tab. I'm going to go into the rotation tab, and there's a slide ruler here at the bottom of the screen. And I'm just going to slide to 45 degrees. And you can see on my screen, that's just rotated my whole thing. So now I've got, if I apply that, I've got triangles instead of squares. So if I click done, now we can see it in that square spot. I've got triangles, which gives a nice, different kind of visual element. Now you could go around the whole page here and do every other one. You could rotate to the triangles. You could do just the corner ones. It's kind of up to you how you want it to visually look. So let's take a look at some examples that I've done for a calendar that I made last year. These are just saved in my Google Photos. So here was my January page. I did with some pinks and blues with the triangle kind of quilt look in the corners. For February, I did just red and white cards that I found in different kits in the app. Sometimes it's fun to use a solid colored filler card, not a patterned one. Just for I guess depends on the look you're going for. Here's one I did for November. Just a simple 4 squares. This December one, I actually used some cards that had some text on them. And so in the corners you can see. And so instead of just putting the card into the slot, I adjusted it kind of vertically so that I could get the wording on those different cards. So that one you can kind of see it's not just a simple 4x4 color swatch in the card. This Halloween one, I did some squares and some triangles. It's kind of varied every other. Used an emoji here in the middle for that one. Again, the same triangles in the corners. For this one for May, I actually went to the fabric store and used my camera on my phone to take some pictures of some different Star Wars fabrics and then brought those in as photos instead of cards from a kit. This is from the Tropical kit in the app. This is from the Americana kit, just different filler cards there. This is from I think the theme park themed kit, a school kit. So just various different looks that you can have when you make a quilting card. So that's what I wanted to show you how to do today, and try it out and let me know in the comments what you've done. Thanks.